Texas Mutual Insurance Company salutes Refinery Terminal Fire Company and other safety-focused policyholder owners that have received a portion of this year's $225 million in dividends for creating safer workplaces for Texas employees. More at WorksafeTexas.com.
Well, interesting times to start the new year 2016. Some of the problems that we had in pricing are carrying over from 2015. Oil, in particular, just watching it plunge below $30 a barrel is really sobering, especially if you're a Texan. PlainsCapital Corporation spreads across Texas. Plains National Bank started in Lubbock. They moved here about 15 years ago and expanded, then relocated the corporate headquarters. But now it's all over the state, El Paso to Austin to Laredo, Houston, and it's all been created by Alan White, who's the CEO and chairman of PlainsCapital Corp, and he joins us right now. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you, David. Good to be on.
Thank you. I think maybe the last time we spoke, you were making yet another acquisition and moving deeper into South Texas. So you're all over Texas. What are you hearing from your people?
Well, I get out and travel. I don't stay in the office much, so I travel the markets and what's going on. And for the most part, all our markets remain strong, remain good. I think the one that we watch most closely is Houston, and probably the market that we have the least amount of exposure in is Houston. But it's also a market we would certainly like to grow in. But you take South Texas, for instance, it's really not affected by oil. It's more of a trade coming out of Mexico.
So really, even with the Eagle Ford, it's not?
No, the Eagle Ford's really north of there. The valley is really all about trade and all about the products and goods and services coming out of Mexico that are distributed all over the United States. And it's a pretty prolific area. Down there within a 2-hour or 200-mile radius, there's 8 million people. So, there's a lot of people, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of border transactions, and a lot of transportation, a lot of warehousing. They have a lot of agriculture that's grown down there and everything. So that economy is strong. You roll up to Corpus in the coastal Bend area, it's a little bit more affected by the Eagle Ford, but not really so much. They have a big ship channel where I flew out the other day. There were 18 ships waiting to come into the channel, in the big refining area. So that's going to continue. The refining's not going to go away, and Corpus is doing well. They got a big drone project at the school out there, and the economy's fine. It's not really being affected by the Eagle Ford very much because again, the Eagle Ford's a little bit north. But then you get into Houston, and there are pockets in Houston that you definitely have to watch out for, and certainly the oil and gas industry down there is a big part of what goes on.
And the currency that a lot of people use there, and here too. I mean, pledge is collateral for oil and gas properties, publicly traded oil and gas stocks, and in some cases those are down 70 or 80%.
Oh yeah, and but on the other side in Houston, they've got petrochemical, they got a ship channel, they got medical, and they got a lot of things. I think one thing that you agree with me, I think consumers finally waking up to the fact that these gas prices are going to stay down and they're saving money. So, we're starting to see some consumer activity. Car sales have been good up to this point. And that's kind of the consumer side. Our mortgage business has been strong. Again, that's from the consumer side. And, whether it's going to continue into this year because it continued downslide in the oil price and the contagion going on in China is yet to be seen. You can listen to analysts say China really doesn't have any effect on this country. We only export 1% of our stuff to China. I don't know. I guess the positive thing that I look at is Dallas-Fort Worth is really strong and a tremendous amount of growth, and oil and gas is really not affecting it. Now, manufacturing jobs are off, and of course we could have a little effect here, but boy, when you go out and look North Dallas and you look at State Farm and Toyota, and now J.P. Morgan's bringing in 8,000 people, I mean, it's just tremendous growth. Now, does that say that we aren't overbuilding? I don't know. Sure are a lot of cranes around, and you hope we're not building too much. from that standpoint, but I guess we always get caught up in that. And if you go to Houston, I think that is one of their problems.
Yeah.
They have overbuilt, and that's going to have to flush out. But overall, our economy is still remains strong, and we see opportunities in certain areas, but we also are very cautious in others. One thing this bank hadn't done, and I guess I'm either stupid or I'm lucky, we never really loaned money on oil and gas because I never really understood it, nor did I have anybody that did. So we have very little exposure to the oil and gas industry. That doesn't mean you don't have exposure to the real estate and other industries that could be affected by this, and I think that's the trickle-down effect that everybody worried about, but we've yet to see it, and whether we will, and whether this $30 oil deal will cause it, I don't know. But to this point, we have not seen anything like that.
But you mentioned opportunity, and obviously there is opportunity. You've got some that are aging. Is PlainsCapital right-sized? And of course now you're part of a bigger organization, Hilltop, that's Southwest Securities and
$13 billion. And we got a mortgage company that's all over the country, one of the top mortgage companies in the country. We did the most volume of any mortgage company in Dallas-Fort Worth last year. We were second in the state behind Wells Fargo. So, we got a big mortgage operation, and I'm very proud of it, and it continues to do well. The securities company, we're just merging with with Southwest Securities and First Southwest. Finish it this month. Be called Hilltop Securities, and it will be a dominant player in the municipal finance clearing operation. It does have a retail side to it. So, once we get the cost cut out of that, we think that's going to be an opportune thing for us. We are diversified in the fact that we have these different businesses, and they make money. So, what can I say? You have to work at it every day. You got to keep everybody's attitude up. And in times like this, you've been in this 100 times. You got to be patient, and you can't panic. And that's what happens to people. They panic, and then they get hurt. And your customer that's having trouble, you got to try to help him work through it too. So.
Yeah, I mean that's what I keep hearing is that it will pass. And you went through the 80s and wiped out all the banks and everybody else. But when does it pass? And does it pass like a kidney stone passes?
Well, I never had a kidney stone, but I think we're in for some more pain. I think we're in for more pain in the market. But I think once energy prices start to come and the supply and demand effect takes over, then I think and it doesn't have to get to $100 a barrel. If it just get up to the $40 or $50 a barrel, I think everybody's confidence level would improve, and everybody's attitude would improve. I still think we live in the best part of the United States. I still think Texas economy is as good as anywhere. Austin, Texas is a great place to do business. So I still think this is the place to do it, and I think we're in a great position to do it. As you mentioned, Jerry's probably got a laundry list of things. He probably does. But our company's sitting with a lot of cash, and our balance sheet's very strong. Our loan portfolio's pretty clean. And, we're going to sit back and watch this thing happen, and there'll be some opportunities that pop up, and hopefully we're in the position to take advantage of them.
Alan White is Chairman and CEO of PlainsCapital Corporation. It's always good to have you with us, sir.
David, thank you.
Thanks a lot. I'm David Johnson, News Radio 1080 KRLD.